How's it going, guys? So this is going to be a quick guide to a breach. Now why I decided to do breach is because I got almost perfect wand for fairly, cheap amount, fairly cheap. Um, and yeah, I was like, okay, so now I have to play something else, right? Because I'm not gonna sell it for mirror. And yeah, I'm not complaining. The Blade Vortex is very nice. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm not gonna talk about my character now. Why breach? Because you can drop anything you see here, right? You can drop from pure breach stones, which I've seen only one in like 50 or 60 maps, so don't expect this. And you can even see the stuff you see on the right hand side. So for example, you can drop Skin of the Lawyers, you can drop a Green Dream, and if you combine the Green Dream with Blessings of Chayula, you can sell it for 70C. It doesn't make sense why it's still 70C, but if you're like low on currency, you can literally just buy those two items, combine them together, and you can make currency out of that. It's only 25C per one click, but still very nice. The Anti the Dream actually is 40C guarantee, but it can have a very good roll, and it can sell up to like 1.5 divines, so that one is very nice. Also, you drop a card that can give you Skin of the Lords. Now I tried to open them, I was unlucky, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna try to sell them like 19C per one card. Like I could break even with those two, but they don't sell, so it is what it is. I'm selling the Chaulas for like 17C ish, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So you have to have a big trade tab or a bunch of the small ones if you want to get into that, because the Skin of the Lords will pick up a bunch of space. Okay, now let's talk about the tree. I'll pick up Beyond and Breach. Now, these two goes very well together, but I assume that like some characters can struggle with it. So you can take off the Beyond part, and you can just pack in something, like Harbinger or Harvest. You can't go wrong with those two things. Now, I blocked most of the stuff because I want two things. I want the breaches have like extra spawn. So let's say I can guarantee 7, but let's say I can have more, even 9 or 10. And I have Delhi Mirror just in case. I picked up this one, but the thing is, usually the new rare mods, when they drop like 15 maps, don't ignore this focus. So I might unspec from it later on, but this way at least I don't have to pick up some like weird maps. I usually run a Breach, Scarab, and then some random one. Back in the day when I struggled with clearing the maps, you can pick up this one, and you can force in with the Scarab the Soul Fight. So it can increase your movement, speed, damage, and all rest. And that's pretty much it, I would say. Let's talk about sextants a little bit. Do I have them here? I have only 2. So I'm using elevated sextants for breaches, which is, let's say, 65C. You can buy them for more. I bought them for 40, for 50C. Now you want ideally 16 uses. Now Chayula, it's around 20C, very, very cheap. I think it's like 9 awakened sextants. And Beyond, which is extremely cheap. I was kind of lucky and I bought like whole big tab, like 2 or 3 lines. So I was pretty lucky with that. Now I'm going to show you the map. What I usually do, we have the red Exarch, so we're going to have a bunch of small loot. And we get pretty lucky. We get a mirror. So yeah, sorry, some of the loot, I don't have like the clusters, I didn't change yet. Now the explosion with the black and white, that's actually Herald of Ash. So that was a boss. I don't know if you could see it on the minimap, but you have to look out for those, because they guarantee 20 splinters from each one, and if you have the build that I showed you guys, you double them. So we got 1, and they have a chance, one of them, drop a whole breach stone. Now, based on the math that I showed you guys, with Scarab, and then you on the map device pick Breach. Oh, see that this is the icon for the bosses. And we get another one. So you invest around, I would say 20 C a map. I would say 20 C a map, yeah. And all you have to do is literally drop one Breach Stone, which costs 17 C, and then just some like change. And that will actually pay off for your map. So fairly cheap, because breaches are for some reason not liked by others. The return is quite big. And actually people responding you, there's no fixed pricing, and like when I try to, you know, do harvest, Jesus, the people didn't even reply to most of the offers. When you do the breach, people reply you fairly often, and usually they have more because no one wants to buy them. So we can make big currency out of it. And as I said, the skin of the loyals can go from 15C to 2.2 divines. So
that was worth the wait.
So we have one skin of the loyal. Now I wanted to say I get 2 bosses at the start.
Get more.
Now that's not something you should be expecting, guys. Usually I would say I drop 1 pure breach stone per 2 maps, right? I got 2 of them. So I don't want you to guys expect it. I forgot to curse the guy, my bad. Okay, so we killed the Beyond boss, which means that from now on we will not spawn a Beyonds. Now, people usually ask me if I click on the hands. When I can, I click on the big ones because there's a big one. I'm not sure what its name, but it literally spawns the bosses, right? So the one that we killed, it spawns them, which is really nice. The small ones, usually when you click on them, you can get from nothing to 4 splinters. But the slower usually you have your build, the more you want to click on the hands. Usually with the Beyond, and when I get to boss, I have around 7 rewards from Daily Mirror. Now the loot filter is going to make a fair amount of noise. Now to be fair, okay, you see I got the basic currency doubled. Unfortunately at the end, but you know, it is what it is. Now you can see there's a bunch of looting going to be happening, but I don't mind it. That's why we also pick up the red exile, is because we're gonna pick up a bunch of stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter if we click a few more times on the floor for that, you know, C. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now it's gonna make a bunch of noise because I didn't change the sound for the daily orbs and the clusters yet. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As you guys see, like from the small sprinters, they should be around 2 breach stones. But we were fairly lucky and dropped a few of the pure ones. Now the Beyond can drop a bunch of tainted currency as well. You can actually have a look. What did we get from the Beyond boss? Jeweler orb. Okay, so that was kind of bad. Not gonna lie. But it is what it is. You can drop even from the normal mobs the 18th fusings, which is like 20C. And yeah, usually when you drop a skin of the loyal, you go to trade website. You put skin of the loyal. You put corrupted no. And then right here you're gonna pick your color. So we have 2, 3, 1. Online only. Unlucky. We get 10C chest piece. So at this point, you can do two things. Either sell them for 10. I put them for 15 because sometimes people buy them for in bulk, right? So I put them for 15. Eventually, I can corrupt them, right? You just go, pick up Valorb, hope for something good. Reduce damage taken. Is that worth anything? Nope, and it's not. I mean, maybe that kid is a price fixer, so maybe I could try to sell it now for 15. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I usually sell the breaches in bulk, so you can see it's 13C, but in actual it is 15 for 3. So I don't waste my time leaving the place for small trades. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, just you can PM me in game or come to my stream. Alright then, have a nice day. Bye.